any more bullying. Now, could they have prevented the suicide? I don't know. Because once a person is bullied, without the proper help and care, it's hard to get those thoughts of and get your mind together where you feel like you are somebody. And this is coming from me. I was a bully. Back when I was in school, and then I was bullied. See, I was bullied first. And then that's when I started getting back aggressive when I got into the my thing fell. When I got into middle school, that's when I became aggressive and started fighting back. But from the time I was in kindergarten on up to the 6th grade, I was bullied. I was bullied as a child, and nobody did anything about it. And my mom, she would go over there and tell the principal, his name at that time, Mr. Cole. She would go say, Mr. Cole, my kids are being picked on. They're being picked on about the clothes they wear. They're being picked on about how they smell. They're being picked on about this and that. And that pushed my mom to try to buy the best for us every time she was able to buy something. And it put pressure on her too. So I can imagine the pressure that was on this family just from this. I mean, it's crazy. And then when you have a school talking about we take bullying serious, but here you is, didn't do anything, didn't even record any paperwork back in September when, it first started happening. My thoughts and prayers really go out to this family. It really does. And I just wanted to come on here and just let out some of my hot steam about it, because I do get upset sometimes when I see things online like this. It does piss me completely off, because I know I see the same thing going on around here in my area. And it's like, if you ain't of a certain class, they ain't even going to hear you. They're not even going to hear you. If you come from a poor background and stuff, they're not going to hear anything that you got to say. They're going to find a way to say, oh, but that didn't happen. I have seen kids come with busted lips, black eyes, and nothing has been done about any of this. And it just makes me wonder, why are these people even there? They just there for a job. They're just a job. So I advise anyone, if you got children, if you see your child acting different, if they shying away from things that they used to love and stuff, or they even hitting that somebody is picking on them, step in and do all you can. I don't care if you look foolish. Do what you got to do to save your child's life. Because if that child see you fighting for them, they're going to fight too. They're going to fight even harder. My mom was fighting for us. She told us, she said, don't let nobody beat you up. Don't let nobody knock you down. And that probably was the beginning of where my anger streak started from. Because I used to shy away. I mean, I was so scared of people back then when I was a kindergarten on up to, like I said, 6th grade. 6th grade was when I finally came out, and I was very mean. I had been held so much in from the time of kindergarten on up, a young girl trying to defend herself, trying to take care of her sisters and brothers too. All of my sisters and brothers, we were all picked on. We were bullied when we were younger. The bus drivers didn't want to listen to us. If we had a good bus driver, I would say we had 2 good bus drivers the whole time we went to school, and his name was Mr. Capel and Mr. Cagle. Those 2 guys were really good to us. The rest of them didn't want to hear nothing we had to say. They just brushed us to the side, suspended us off the bus for things that we didn't do. And then there were some things that we did do trying to protect ourselves, but nobody understood that we were actually the victims. And that's why we were trying to protect ourselves. Because these kids were writing letters and saying what all they were going to do to us. They were writing letters saying how ugly we was, how bad we smelled and stuff like that. It was torture. It was torture going to school. I'm not going to lie. That's why I hurried up and dropped out. I dropped out. I wouldn't recommend that to nobody, by the way. But I dropped out when I was 15 and a half years old. Got me a job. But I did go back in 2008 and get my GED. It wasn't easy, but I went back and got it. Had to learn a whole lot to get it. And it took me a lot of tries. But what I'm saying, though, this bullying, for parents at home that may be listening, I need you to just look at yourself, evaluate yourself, ask yourself, am I taking enough time with my child? Am I reassuring my child that they are somebody despite what they're going through? Am I telling my child they are beautiful on the inside and your outside doesn't always matter? It's the inside that counts. If you feel good on the inside and you happy on the inside, you got joy and peace on the inside. That's all that matters. I don't care if you got two little teeth and a big long foot or half a foot or however you are. Teach your children acceptance of loving themselves from the inside out. And another thing is be honest with your children and have a relationship with them where they can come back and talk to you. Where they can come back and talk to you and tell you stuff and don't have to worry about, is mama going to be mad if I tell them this? We, as any parents, we used to think it was just in the black culture. But it's not just in the black culture where the parents get aggressive and start going off on these kids before they even get it out yet. The stuff like people say, if you come home and you done got your butt whipped, I'm going to whip you. We got to do away with that in 2019 because that clearly is not working. This is a new generation of kids, honestly. This is a new generation of kids. If you tell your child that, you are setting your child up for failure. If you tell your child that, you're setting your child up not to never trust you in their life. It's not going to work. The same things that worked in 2019, the only same thing that will work is the love of God. Now that part will work. But as far as you telling your child what you're going to do to them, if they don't do that, you look like a bully to them now because, see, you got to think what's done happened here is that society has then flipped the script. And how they flipped the script was because this is how they flipped the script. When they started charging parents with this and that, and, parents couldn't spank no more, and, you say certain things to your child, that's verbal abuse, When they started knick-knacking parenting skills, that opened up the door for Satan to come in and allow these kids to do whatever they wanted to do. And the parents have to sit back and watch their kids do this stuff and really have no say. So what does the parent of the people, of the children that was bullying them say? We don't know. We don't know what that child's life is like. But here's what we do know is that bullying has to stop. It has to stop. And something has to start in the home. Change has to start in the home. Like I said, in this situation, he should have been getting some type of counseling from day one. For the simple fact was he needed somebody to talk to just about the changes that he was going through with his body and being able to accept himself. And parents don't always know that because we're taught that we don't need counseling, especially black people, the black community, which I am black, by the way. We're taught that if you go to a psychiatrist or you get counseling, that you're a wimp, that you ain't nobody, that basically you're shamed and you're not owned in the community. Well, I'm telling you, it's 2019. Forget what people say and tend to you. Tend to your mental well-being. Forget all this other stuff. If you got to necessarily pick up yourself and go get the help you need. Sometimes I have kids listen to this show. So kids, if you're out there, find somebody that you can trust, that you can talk to. If you can't talk to your mama and daddy, find somebody that you can talk to. Because these tempers that the parents are having these days, getting mad at the kids when they do stuff, that's not going to fix what we're going through right now. It's not going to fix it. It's not going to fix it because this generation doesn't hear all that. They don't hear the parenting skills we had back in the days. And I tell you, I wish they had that recorded where I was talking about that. And this was 3 years ago when I said we are going to see a rise in younger numbers for suicide. because of the simple fact, as time is changing, the parenting skills aren't changing. A lot of people are staying stuck in their mentality of thinking I can beat sense into them. I can beat them into feeling good and stuff like that. But there's no substance there. There's nothing there to really ground the child and make them feel loved. My heart is just torn up for this. It's just crazy, y'all. But anyway, I had to get that off my chest because I ain't have therapy today. And if I would have been going to therapy, I sure would have been talking about it. Been like, hey, it's got me hot. It's got me tenfold. For real. You know, so I had to let it out somewhere rather than hold it in. And I'm going to go lift some weights in a few minutes and then get on my work. Ugh. It's gonna be a great day. I'm just getting my day started too, by the way, y'all. No, I'm not. It's 3 o'clock. I done been started. Actually, my day started at 11 o'clock, but I have so much I gotta do. So I need to go ahead and get to doing it. And if I get to see y'all tonight, I do. But if not, I guess it'll be tomorrow. Meanwhile, keep those families in prayer. Keep all our children in prayer. Because we never know what they're going through. Sometimes they're just not going to tell you no matter how close you are. It just has to be a gut feeling sometimes. And you have to pray to God to reveal some things to you concerning your children. I remember I had to do that with mine. Because my children don't really talk like that. You know, they'll talk to me. But most of the time they suppress a lot of stuff too. So those kids that suppress the stuff is definitely the ones you have to, you know, give that extra love and care to. All right, y'all. Well, you've been listening to my plus size grandma with Miss Coco Bowden. Y'all get on over there to my Facebook fan page and like it. And also go to UGA Indie Station page and like it too. Because that's what we broadcast off of. The radio station UGA Indie Station with Miss Coco Bowden. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the comments. And let me tell y'all. I'm really sorry about yesterday. I said happy birthday Martin Luther King and then did the hand clap. But I meant to say happy Martin Luther King Day. I was so caught up and excited, y'all. Sometimes when I get excited, if you notice toward the end of this broadcast, I started like having run-on sentences. Well, sometimes I get excited and I had to stop, take a breath. And after I got off the air, I said, oh my God, it's not his birthday. His birthday's in April. And so I had to, you know, catch myself there. I did try to write it up under the blog, but hey, we make mistakes sometimes. As long as we come back corrected and learn from it. All right, y'all. But let me see what else. That's it. Let me get on up out of here. I got work to do, y'all. Work.